well, 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 well,
Well, shit. Yeah, well, shit, guys. Well, shit. Oh, man. What's up, guys? AW here. Yeah, really early afternoon stream. Not a long stream. Let you all know. This is not going to be a long ass stream. Okay? So sorry. This is not going to be a long stream, and this is going to be a solo stream, too, okay? Okay? This is a solo stream because I got something to do in about an hour. So this is a solo stream. Okay? And then I'm later doing tonight. I'm streaming again tonight, detracting. Okay, so no worries. Short stream tonight. Today, not tonight. Today, then a longer stream tonight. That's the plan. Okay, so yeah, this stream I was gonna do this for yesterday for like an hour when I had some available time, but what happened was what I was watching lasted much longer than I thought. And then I was invited to a friend's show later that night. Just right after just right after. So I came onto my friend's show, and so that's why there was no stream last night. Usually I stream on Saturdays, but things got got in the way unexpectedly. Went longer than I thought. So I'm here now for like an hour. Then I'll be back later tonight. I haven't really set up my stream for tonight, but as you know, is we're detracting Shauna Work tonight. Okay, Shauna Work. That's the stream tonight. Shauna Work. Okay, that you all know. So, welcome to my channel. Welcome to my stream. I see some of the usual suspects. Make sure to share, subscribe, comment below if you're new here. Please. Okay, right? So I'm back. Sorry, I had to mute myself for a little bit, but I'm here now for an hour. So please subscribe, smash the like button, do all that stuff. Join members if you can. Send me a super chat if you can. Okay. Make sure to like, share, subscribe. Do that for me, please. Please do that. Then we'll get to the tracking later tonight, which should be much more fun. Okay. 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 Okay, there. I just had to reply to a friend of mine on X. That's why you saw me typing. Heard me typing. Now, you didn't see me typing. Okay. So I had to. But, alright. So on this stream, on this stream, I'm going to talk about the future of the DCU after Superman, the movie Superman, okay? The future of DCU. From what I see after Superman and what I think the possible future, ideas, basically anything, okay? Basically anything for the future of the DCU. Okay? Also, yeah, go check out my latest video. It just dropped 3 hours ago. Maybe, no, 2.5. two to 2.5 hours ago. Just go check that out, please, if you can. Just drop a video. It's about how Superman made over 200 million worldwide, worldwide, and the weekend is still not done, but it's made over 200 million worldwide. Obviously, not where Jurassic World is, but still good overall. So Superman is that's right. Looks like it's a success. Definitely is a success in my book, and and it's on track to do very very well. I still want to say about 700 to between 700 and 900 million, just based off of James Gunn's other, uh, based off his Guardians films where they dropped in box office. They're usually in the 700 to 800 million, 700 to 900 million range. Okay, usually. So I'm gonna go with that. Still, I'm gonna go with that projection, and it's definitely on its way there. Okay, right now, 200 million in this first week. Okay, of course it's gonna drop after the second week, but like Jurassic World just crossed 500 million, and of course it dropped, but it wasn't a massive drop. So I don't think Superman this week especially it's gonna have a huge drop off. I don't think Smurfs. I don't think Smurfs is gonna affect Superman like movie at all. 2 weeks, yeah. Fantastic Four is a different story. That's a different story, of course, with Fantastic Four. It's only 2 weeks away. Well, a little bit less than 2 weeks, about 12 days away. So I'm not worried about Superman. I'm gonna be concerned about Superman until Fantastic Four comes out, and Fantastic Four, from all indications, is on top to do better than Superman. But in the end, Superman is still doing well. Okay, doing well right now. So I'm not worried about. And also the A- cinema score definitely helps it. So that's a positive, right? And generally people do love it, as proven by the critics and audience score. That's I know we take Rotten Tomatoes for a grain of salt, but I don't take the audience score as a grain of salt. The audience score is 93%. When I made my video on this, it was at 95, but still 93 it was really really good. Commercial bump. Okay. Okay. Now, next it's time to talk about the future of DCU moving forward. Okay. Okay. On tap, it's obviously on schedule. Obviously, Peacemaker is next. Peacemaker is next. Okay. You're blinded. Peacemaker is next. Okay. That's the next live action adaptation of the DCU is next. Okay. Okay. So, Peacemaker was seen in the movie for a cameo. Some of the characters from Superman are going to be in Peacemaker. The Justice Gang. Okay. Rick Flag. Okay. So it's not long. It's not a long time. It's not a long time before we see some of these characters again. We don't have to wait that long. Okay. And yes, Superman, David Corn said, has signed on for a sequel. I mean, that's obvious. The sequel is happening. That's obvious. Okay. Now we know that there's metahumans. It's been established. We have a villain like Lex Luthor already, right? Who knows what other villains are around in the DCU at this time? Okay, who knows? What other major villains? Now, like for example, like if Batman is established, I think some of his rogue gallery would be established too. At least most of his rogue gallery. At least like Joker. At least the Joker probably be established. Maybe Riddler, Penguin. A lot of his rogue gallery will be established if depending on how active DCU's Batman is. Okay, DCU's Batman. And Batman is a big character. They have to focus now on the next chapter of the DCU. Okay, and with Superman, the DCU Batman is going to be a little different than the Matt Reeves Batman. Okay, it's going to be a little different, but the characterization of Batman of Bruce Wayne should not all change that much. Really, really, he should be very focused, calculated, determined. At times, very into himself. Uh, things like that. He should be like that. Uh, him trusting, him trusting. Batman should be. It's gonna be different, but the characterization should not change that much. Really, the that Robert Pattinson's Batman is more of a Batman. I mean, I like that characterization. Who has to to appreciate that? Yeah, you're always going to you're always going to have trauma with the parents' death. That's never going to let that go. But he's going to have to learn that he's not the only one in Gotham has problems, and listening. And if you understood the Batman, why it's such a good movie, and why it's such a good movie for the development of that Robert Pattinson's Batman. You hear him talk. You hear or listen to Alfred in the hospital, for example. Catwoman, Selena Kyle, their problems, their issues. He realized that they help humanize him even more to a point where he feels more alive. Where he feels dead inside, right? He wants to feel dead. He doesn't want to feel right. He's punishing himself, but they're there to realize that you don't need to punish yourself. They're there to realize that you could live this life. He's learning. He's learning that obviously the pain is never going to go away, but it could be the pain will never go away, but you could reduce the severity of the pain, right? Reduce it, the severity of the pain. It's never fully going to go away. Obviously, he's never going to get fully 100% over the trauma of his parents, but it doesn't mean he can't live a happy life, right? Right? And as he listens to all these other characters in the Batman, explaining their problems, their issues, their mistakes, he realizes that he's not the only one. And Gotham, the people of Gotham are not the only one. And so, the Batman, he says he doesn't care if he lives, right? He doesn't care if he dies, right? But he's afraid to live, right? Now, the thing is about the Batman, he doesn't have a persona, right? Like a Bruce Wayne playboy billionaire persona. He's reclusive, always never in the limelight, stuff like that. And when he does get out, when he does get out from Pound to Town Pub, it is a big story. So, the Batman in the DCU, it's gonna be a veteran. It's gonna be more of a veteran, right? Kind of like Ben Affleck's, but not. The difference is, I don't think it's gonna be like the Ben Affleck type Batman, where he's angry, vengeful, bitter, whatever. I mean, he's all right. That kind of version, right? Where he's where his mind's at, right? I don't think it's gonna be like that. This is gonna be a more my best Now I don't know. I got two Batman minds you could be inspired by. Okay, yes, this is Brave and the Bold movie, but it's gonna be probably. I wonder if they're gonna change the title. I don't know if they're gonna change the title. They did have Superman and Supergirl. They changed the title. The thing is, will they change the title to just Batman? But knowing there's the Batman. But the thing is, this Batman, I can see two possibilities how this Batman's gonna be a little bit inspired by. Now, look, yes, a lot of it is inspired by the comics, right? The comic adaptations so far in the DCU. But Batman, you could be inspired a little bit by the Arkham Batman or the animated series Batman. Okay. Now, I like the Arkham Batman. I like the animated series Batman. Okay. Now, it could be a little lighthearted. Like the Arkham Batman, the Arkham series is very, very dark. Very, very dark. Right? It's a very, very dark series. Right? Now, Batman's tone, look. A lot of people love the lightheartedness, the light tone in the Superman. We're not going to get that Batman. In fact, we're not getting that of Clayface. So, Clayface is going the opposite direction. Clayface is going to be filmed like a horror movie. So, with Batman, it's not going to be like that. It might be more like it might be like a comic book version of of Batman and all that, but it's gonna be the tone is gonna be different, right? The setting is gonna be different. The setting is gonna be different. Is when you see Metropolis in Superman. It looks so vibrant, right? The city of Metropolis looks vibrant. Gotham, Gotham is supposed to look vibrant at night because it's supposed to kind of represent New York. I mean, you saw the Batman how Gotham looks like New York, but it also shows how New York, Times Square, all that stuff looks very really vibrant. But also you also saw Gotham in the Batman, the the not the grudginess. It's not a word, grudginess. How do I say this? More of the neighborhoods. You saw like things like that. Not like you saw some of the neighborhoods how the I forgot. You know what I mean, right? Gotham has to be the opposite of Metropolis in that sense, right? And the thing is, Superman, Metropolis, yes, it takes place in Metropolis, but Metropolis wasn't really the focus of the movie. And most of the time, Metropolis is Superman. Metropolis is never really focused on Superman's adaptations. It's just where it takes place. Where in Batman, Gotham is a central point, a central figurehead, essential. Now, it's not a physical person, right? It's not a physical person or anything like that, but a central actor is the best word I can say. An actor in Batman mythos, right? Yeah, Superman. Clark lives in Metropolis, right? Lives in Metropolis, right? Protects Metropolis, but he's more about protecting the world, right? Overall thing is about protecting the world. Batman, yes, obviously he does protect the world. He does with Justice League and all this, but his focus is starting small with Gotham, because Gotham is home to him, right? And Superman, well, Metropolis is home to him, like physically where he lives. The world, Earth is home to him, right? On a grander scale, right? Earth is home to him. So Earth is like the actor for Superman. It's an actor for Superman, where Gotham is the actor for Batman. Now with the Brave and the Bold, if they is gonna adapt Brave and the Bold, now you maybe think Damien, you may think like that. What if it's just called Brave and the Bold, but it's more like the cartoon show? Because the cartoon show is called Brave and the Bold. Who knows? Maybe there's a little lightheartedness with Batman. At times, he could be a little lighthearted with that Batman. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. But with Batman, with Brave and the Bold, I got interesting stories here. This could be like a more personal thing, right? If Damien's involved, you gotta get the League of Assassins, maybe Ross, Talia, Damien, and another villain. Now, I don't know who could that be. don't think it'd be Deathstroke, but another villain involved, and it's gonna be a more personal, a growth. Yeah, this Batman been around for some time, right? So he's grown from a younger version of Batman, first starting out, right? It's gonna be a different growing, a different arc, growing, a different Batman. Same character Batman, but it's gonna be a different type of growing with for Bruce Wayne Batman if he has Damien, because Damien will be his biological son, and with a woman that he actually loves, like maybe he actually loves Talia, okay, and this will hit home personally, right, for Batman, and yeah, by this time, obviously he might have raised Dick Grayson, so he kind of has a bit of a father experience with Dick Grayson, right? Maybe Jason Todd. I mean, Jason Todd will haunt him if they did the Red Hood thing already. Tim Drake. The thing is, with Damien, Damien's different, right? Damien is different. Damien is programmed and trained by the League of Assassins to think differently, right? Think a little bit differently. We're right. So him being a father of Damien, it's going to be very different than how he raised Dick. Dick. Jason obviously you could put to the side, but Tim Drake. Yes, he trained him to be the Robins, but Dick and especially Tim Drake, they had real lives, like normal lives outside of being crime fighters. Where Damien never really had a normal life, right? Never grew up a normal life, right? And being trained by the League of Assassins, he won't have a normal life. Being trained by his father, won't have a normal life. But Bruce Wayne wants to give him a normal life, and he kind of wants to He always wants to deprogram Damien some violent tendencies, right? Because I think he sees a little too much in himself and Damien at times, and he doesn't like that. He doesn't like seeing himself in, right? Because Damien's the type who's very focused too, very focused. Doesn't want to have any fun, like Batman, right? Like Bruce. And I don't think he likes that with Damien. I think he wants Damien to be more of a normal life, despite Damien not being a normal child. So I don't know how to do Damien now. Now, also remember, there's a Bane and Deathstroke movie, possibly in the works, and it looks like it's moving forward, right? Right? Moving forward. Now, I don't think it's gonna be a team up. I mean, it's gonna be a team up movie, but I think it's more to this. I think it's gonna be a team oriented group. Secret Six, not the Suicide Squad. That's already been done, but the Secret Six, something like that. Now, I want to. I think Deathstroke should be an established villain by now. I don't think we need an origin or anything like that. We just mentioned Deathstroke, uh, Deathstroke, Super Soldier, basically like Captain America, right? Bane, things like that. Now, we don't need. Here's the thing. Yes, this is a universe known about metahumans. Not every hero or villain should be established already. Should be around. There should be some origin story. Some build up some origin stories for some heroes and villains. Okay, but I think Deathstroke is okay because because like the Arkham games, if you play Arkham Origins, the eight assassins that were received $50 million from Black Mask was the Joker. If you saw the drive, the drive, right, when Batman was looking up with the in the Batcave with Alfred, you saw the eight villains, already established villains. They don't know origins like that. They basically just give kind of like a brief description about them. Like Deathstroke, failed super soldier program, and Alfred's like, failed, you say, Killer Croc, and I hate to Killer Croc, Lady Shiva, Bane. You get the idea, right? Deadshot. You get the idea. Not every villain. You could just give a brief description, right? We don't need to see it. We could just give a brief description, right? That's yeah. For some, I think we need an origin or explanation, and for some others, we need to see the movie. I think the Clayface movie is going to be not like a 5 minute backstory. It's going to be like a whole like the Joker is, right? Like the Joker movies. Okay. Okay. Right. Bane and Deathstroke. Okay. Now, There's a Teen Titans movie on the right, possibly on the horizon. We don't know who the monster is going to be, right? Right? We can assume Nightwing. Nightwing. We don't need an origin story for Night. I mean, we don't need specific origin story Nightwing, but we need maybe flashbacks. Flashback for Nightwing. Um, about how he became the pupil of the Batman, the death of his parents from the kind of. I think we need something like that to gravitate toward Nightwing because that's it's very reminiscent of Batman. I think we need that. Starfire, I will see Starfire, Cyborg. I think with Teen Titans, maybe. Okay, like I think we kind of need that. All right. Supergirl, Supergirl. Yeah, she's already on Earth. She knows she's on Earth because if you saw Superman, she's at the end. At the end, I think we're gonna still get more character development her in her own movie. But we know her father and mother's been cast in the movie, right? The thing is, what's interesting about that, now I saw the movie, I assume everybody here saw the movie. We know Jor-El and Jor-El, they changed the motive of Superman's biological father, right? Biological father. Now with Supergirl's mother and father supposed to be cast in the movie, does 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 do they have the same goals? Same goals as Jor-El. Same thing as Jor-El. What you know what I mean? Like how does that work, right? Right? You know, because we know in the movie they changed it up. Jor-El, they said Earth. They said Superman Kal-El to Earth not to be a Earth's champion, but to be its kind of a destroyer, but basically colonize it with colonize and rebuild the Kryptonian race, you know, with this seed. I'm sorry. Um, okay, okay. I wonder how that plays into Supergirl. Okay, okay. And I think that's important. I think that's important. Right? Like that's important for Supergirl. Sorry. Okay. I think it's very important for Supergirl. Yeah, yeah. Well, she's a teenager. She acts like a teenager, right? She's a teenager. She's a partier. She acts like a teenager would, right? And if but Supergirl actually Kara is technically older than Superman. And I'm sure in the Supergirl movie they're gonna explain all of that. In the Supergirl movie, they explain how what the reason for that. But we know that she acts like a teenager, right? Or a young teenager or college girl, right? Right? But they're gonna explain she's 21. Okay, she's like yeah, but like they're gonna explain the how she's right. They're gonna explain this because we know we know she's technically older. Yeah, she's older than Clark. Yeah, yeah. Okay, and we'll see. I mean, I hope they explain more of the connection between Jarell and her parents, right? With her parents, if what's their goals? What's their motives? Is it the same? Also, how she got to Earth, right? And then we got this Justice Gang. Now we know how Guy Gardner is in the Lantern show. So we got three lanterns confirmed from the Lantern show. Three Green Lanterns, I should say. Guy Gardner, Hal Jordan, and John Stewart. Now, have you noticed the title of the show? It's not called Green Lanterns, right? It is not called Green Lanterns. It's called Lanterns, right? Well, because it involves, I think it involves more than just the Green Lanterns. Well, we know Sinestro is in it. Don't know the actor, but we know Sinestro, and Sinestro is maybe in this universe is the leader of the Yellow Corps, the Yellow Lanterns, the Fear. But maybe there's other potential hints of other lanterns in it. That's different corps. I mean, I through my video yesterday. I mean, I went through it as much as I can to remember. There's the red. There's red with Atrocitus. There's the Star Sapphires. There's the blue lanterns, the indigo lanterns, the black lanterns, white lanterns. So I think we'll see because I just noticed the title of the show is not called Green Lanterns, right? Right, it's called Lanterns. Okay, and we know so. No Guy Gardner. Somebody's gonna call Guy Gardner over to them, right? Over to Hal and John. Now I don't think Hal's gonna die in that show. I don't think Hal's gonna die in that show because I know some people think Hal's gonna die in that show, but I think the Green Lanterns are gonna be. I think both of them are gonna be around. I think because Sinestro is obviously in it. I think this might be bigger than them. Gets the yell. Like, here's the thing. I don't think Sinestro is a big villain in the show. I don't think Sinestro is gonna be the big major villain in the show. Okay, major villain in the show. I mean, he's gonna be a villain in the show, or what? We don't know. We don't know what he's gonna be, but I assume he's gonna be a villain. But I don't think he's a big bad villain in the show. Right? We don't know who it is gonna be. We assume it's gonna be maybe Alien. It's gonna be Alien. It's definitely gonna be Alien. Like, now is the White Martian in Superman? If that is a White Martian, a hint. Can you maybe introduce Martian Manhunter lanterns? Possibly. Is Martian Manhunter a good fit in lanterns? Okay. Okay. So. Okay. Okay. Now let's focus on other characters. We got Peacemaker. I don't know where Peacemaker is going to fit in the grander schemes of things, right? I don't know where it's going to fit. Don't know. I can't. I have to watch the show. I don't have any. Okay, Waller. I don't know what's going on in that show. It seems like that's on the back burner. I think they said it's one of those shows that's on the back burner. Okay. Okay. I mean, Authority. I mean, it seems like the Authority is setting up an Authority with Engineer, but it seems like Authority is on the back burner. That might be the sequel to Superman. Superman 2 might be Superman versus the Authority or something. They might change it a bit. Authority. Okay. We got. I don't know about Sergeant Rock. I mean, look. You want Sergeant Rock to come out 2027? Is people gonna be interested in Sergeant Rock? Okay. Also, you got supposedly when they wanted to focus on Wonder Woman, right? Wonder Woman is very important. Now, James Gunn wants to really focus on the Justice League, right? So with this, he has to hit. He has to hit on all three of them: Batman and Wonder Woman. He wants to focus on the trilogy. Why could Superman with activation? Maybe it's lead. I'm not sure, Nico. I'm not sure. Maybe because it's lead or something. Yeah, he's planning Amazon's show. But the thing is, they came out and said they're planning 2 movies a year, 1 live action, 2 movies a show, like 1 live action show a year. The thing is, do people have patience to wait a Justice League movie? I know. I'm not talking about rushing it like Warner Brothers did previously, but are we willing to wait 5 to 6, 7 years for a Justice League movie? Okay, okay. Because I don't think Supergirl is gonna have the same success as Superman. Clayface, I don't know. Clayface, I don't know. Okay, I don't know about Clayface. I mean, in 2027, there is no movie from the DCU. There is a movie from DC Studios, The Batman Part Two, and the Batman Part Two, people are gonna want. Yeah, I think the suit was made of that. Batman Part Two. I think people are looking right now, looking more forward to Batman Part Two, a lot more forward to Batman Part Two than Brave and the Bold. Okay, Brave and the Bold. And there's going to be, when Brave and the Bold, they're going to be the compare and contrast. People are going to compare and contrast the two. And I guarantee you, I still think the universe is going to be better than the DCU's Batman, just because of quality. That's it. It's a quality. The universe quality is, it's not comic book like. If you watch a Batman, it's not comic book like. If you watch the Penguin show, it's not comic book like. Comic book like. You have to wait a month, Red. Red, you have to wait a month. Okay? You have to wait a month, man. You have to wait a month, Red, to change. Not much, Degrassi. I'm ending this in 20 minutes. You have to change you have to Red, you have to wait a month to change your name on here. But so the thing with Batman Brave and the Bold, I mean, there's gonna be, you gotta be careful with that. The Batman universe is not shot like a comic book movie. Okay? Okay? Wonder Woman, I can't really focus. Maybe I have to talk about more about, like, after seeing Paradise Lost. Okay? Now with Superman, future villains, right? Future villains of Superman. Now, in the next Superman movie I don't want him to take on humans. I mean, he didn't. He took on many humans. I would like to see an alien invasion, an alien coming, something like that. And I'm not talking about Brainiac. I think he's too big of a villain for a sequel. I mean, you have to kind of build him up. I'm not talking about Brainiac. Maybe Mongo. I mean, look, Supergirl. After Supergirl, you could actually build up the DCU's version of believe believe you could believe Zod is coming, but how do you work Zod into this now? Maybe a Zod. The way you're gonna have, maybe a Zod is gonna be Zod's gonna be different, not different. Zod and Superman's biological father, Jor-El, maybe they're friends and allies and they agree on this goal. And I don't know how. Yeah, they're doing Kryptonian Conquerors. Zod, you don't have to change much as Zod. You just have to change much as his connection to his story with Jor-El, maybe. And the Kryptonians. Maybe he's tasked by them, or something like that, or whatever, or I don't know. Excellent Bizarro origin. Me, I call him Bizarro now, man. Okay. Now, if they want to do they could do Metello. But I think Metello. Actually, I think Metello could have worked in this movie. Actually, if they could, I think Metello actually could have worked in this movie. I really do, but I don't know what we could do with Metello in the future. You could do. I don't know what Toyman. Toyman. I don't know if he's gonna be like. You have to build up Toyman. Toyman is a kind of a quirky, fun, lovable villain. Don't know how you can do Toyman. It might be different. He might be like if Toyman's in the film, he might be like there might be in a film with two villains. Like Toyman was one of the major villains, and there's another major villain, or something like that. Like he might be Lex Luthor might be breaking him out. I mean, look, breaking him out. I mean, you could have put Toyman in this film. or whatever. I don't know. You can Toyman be like sharing the villainous role with somebody else. To me, that's the kind of character he is. To me, and that the bigger villains. I mean, you could do Hank Henshaw. If you do Hank Henshaw, you could do a story of Hank Henshaw. If you want a sympathetic villain, maybe for Superman, Hank Henshaw might be that. Okay, because he is kind of a sympathetic villain in a way. Uh, okay. Now I'm thinking about now the bigger Superman villains. I mean, there's Brutal Mannheim too, right? Brutal Mannheim. I mean, Brutal Mannheim can have a connection to Dark Side, right? I think that Brutal Mannheim can have a connection to Dark Side, and if you things like that, right? Now with Brainiac, I think with Supergirl, you could maybe something with Brainiac after Supergirl, maybe something with Brainiac. Dark Side, I don't know. I don't know if you want to make him a just pure Superman villain or a Justice League villain. You could do Brainiac and Darkseid as that. I mean, you could do Mongol as that too. Okay. Okay. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Sources tell you that, Red. Uh, and you don't fucking introduce like the way in Martian Manhunter. You don't fucking introduce characters the way Zack Snyder introduces characters. Okay. Now with the Batman, the not the Batman, Batman, the DCU's Batman. I like to be in him. Obviously, he's gonna be aware of all these metahumans. He's gonna have files on them, right? Files on each metahuman. He'll have a file on Superman. He'll update each file on Superman as time goes on, and all the other metahumans. He'll be the one like, and I mean, that could lead to a Tower of Babel storyline down the road, where somebody steals Batman's files on each metahuman, strengths and weaknesses. That could do that, right? Right? You could do that, or just Justice League Doom, but you wouldn't do that in the first Justice League movie. No. Okay. Okay. You could do that, and I do like the idea that because in the Zack Snyder's world universe or the DCU, metahumans were discovered as soon as Superman came. Oh, people with powers. Plastic Man, no. Okay. Now, Batman should not be the one suggesting a Justice League. I don't think that's Batman should not be the one suggesting a Justice League. Okay, okay, he should not be the one. Okay, to me that's very yeah, ironic. That's a good point. Batman is not the type of character that suggests a league, a group, a get or something like that, right? Anti Monitor. Yeah, I don't think so. He should not be the one that suggests a Justice League. All right, okay. It should be it should be more like maybe Superman suggesting it, and the Flash would be like accepting it very quickly. Wonder Woman, whoever is going to join the first league. And Batman to me should be the last one. The last one. Okay, on the fence at time. Okay, on the fence at time. Okay, I mean you can have Wonder Woman. Wonder Woman. Okay, suggest the league if you want. Okay. Now with the Flash, I Wally is a good choice. I think Wally is a great choice to start off the Flash. The only problem with Wally is he doesn't have a good rogue gallery like Barry Allen. I mean, Barry Allen has Professor Zoom, Reverse Flash, and the Rogues, right? And Gorilla Grodd, okay? But people love Wally West, so I understand. It's understandable. I mean, you could kind of do similar to Green Lanterns. We have Hal Jordan and Green Lanterns. You could have a couple of Flashes, Wally and Barry, and maybe Bart, whatever. You could do that, okay? Okay. And who's the other one? There's another one. Who's the fourth Flash? Barry, Wally, Bart. There's a fourth one, right? I know there's a fourth one. I forget who the fourth one is. I'm blanking on it. Um, okay. Uh, don't know who the fourth one is. Oh, Jay Garrick. Oh, yeah, yeah. Jay Garrick, thank you. Kyle Rayner is a lantern, man. Kyle Rayner's a Green Lantern Red. What are you talking about? You know that. Okay? Okay? Now, Lex Luthor's going to break out? Lex Luthor is going to break out obviously of Belle Weave, right? So maybe a team like the not Justice League, Legion of Doom or whatever will be formed. Now, Lex Luthor would be perfect for that, right? And to me, each member of the Justice League Doom should be a major villain from like each major hero, like some major villain from Batman, some major from Wonder Woman, some major villain from the Flash, some major villain from Aquaman, the Lanterns. So like what? So, like, for example, Batman, I don't think Joker would be the good choice because Joker is really somebody can't control. I don't think Lex Luthor can control Joker. I don't think Joker would be a good choice to join that team from the Batman stuff. Something more like I think Riddler could join. I think something like Scarecrow could join. I just don't think I know Joker has. Just Joker doesn't fit that profile to me. From Wonder Woman, you could get like I don't know, Doctor Psycho, Giganta. Okay, niggas how wants to team Lex the Joker. That's the biggest mistake that Lex can do is trust the Joker. Is trust the Joker. Okay, you can't trust the Joker. Sure, I mean the two biggest villains are the respected counter opposites of their Joker to Batman, Lex to Superman, of course. But the thing about the Joker is Lex can control the Joker. Joker has his own goals, his own agenda, and it doesn't really revolve around Superman. It revolves around Batman. If he teams up with Lex, his motive is not really to help Lex. It's just really how they can get under Batman's skin. Yeah. No, I don't think it's gonna. I don't. Oh my God, they're not gonna do the three Joker storyline. You better stop that. You better stop that, Red. You better stop that. If they do that storyline, I'm done. I'm done with DCU, man. That's one of the stupidest things they ever did. 3 Joker storylines. Jordan has a beer and cheats on his wife. Okay. I mean, the Joker and the Batman, whenever they do him, he's gonna be a lot more diabolical, a lot more Joker-esque in terms of what he get away with compared to DCU's Batman, right? Because that's the tone Matt Reeves is setting in the Batman universe, right? And I say this: the Batman universe is darker than Nolan's Batman. Okay. Yes, you're right, Red. You're right. Oh, I saw your thumbnail. Your new avatar. Oh, okay. I figured Joker's the second one because he's a criminal mastermind. I knew you'd like that. I knew you would like that Joker, bro. Yeah, you're a criminal mastermind, huh? Okay. Now, I have an interesting question of Maxwell Lord. Will Maxwell Lord turn into a villain? Eventually. Will the Justice Gang disband because of him? Because we know in the comics, Maxwell Lord ends up becoming the bad guy, villain, and he has mind control powers. Is he a meta-human in this universe? Is Maxwell Lord already a meta-human in this world? That's the question. Right? What is the role Maxwell Lord plays in the future of the DCU because of his comic book counterpart? The comic book alliteration. If you know the comic book alliteration, Maxwell Lord, once an ally, right, formed the Justice League International, all this. Once an ally, then got very paranoid about metahumans, and then believed metahumans should be wiped off the earth and stuff like that, and turns into a villain, right? And he set up the Omax and Brother Eye down the line. He'll morph back into Pedro's account because he's in everything. Okay, like, what do you do? I mean, what do you do, Brother Eye, down the line? I mean, look. The thing is, the metahuman factor, the metahuman possible to fear of metahumans is a very big story plot in Superman. It really is. So the idea of a Brother Eye, the Omax, it's not really a ridiculous idea. I just might not just be Batman, the one setting up Brother Eye. Maxwell Jacob Lord being a Mandalorian was not on a bagel cart. That's funny. That's a good one. Red. That's like Superman has made 500,000 Dromillion bleeding across the galaxy. Okay. I gotta check my TikTok, by the way. Holy shit. I have a TikTok post about Superman, and it's really exploding. Exploding right now. Exploding. It's crazy. Over 8,500 views. It's crazy, man. It's exploding right now. And I posted it back in early June. Like, I'm like, what the fuck? Yeah, and the Snyder Cult are in shambles. Factually true, they're in shambles. Superman Legacy has hit 4 trillion so far. Is on pace for over 10 trillion. He's a murderous soy because he spent 10 years in the 21st century fighting the Legion. Alright, so I'm gonna have to go now. It's at about an hour, 55 minutes. So I'm not done tonight, guys. So I'm gonna be back tonight. I'll be back streaming tonight. Alright, tonight. And tonight's stream is a big one. It's gonna be detracting, and we're detracting for the first time Sean's review. We're gonna be detracting Sean and Warwick's review on Superman. Okay, and his video is over. Last time I checked, over 11,000 views. So over 1,000 likes. No, I'm not detracting Jester Bell. I'm detracting Sean and Warwick. So I'll be back. I'll be later tonight. Okay. So yeah, and we're gonna have fun with that. Okay, that's later tonight. Okay, so I'll see you guys later for that. It's gonna probably be like a 10:30 this time. Hope to join me. I'm gonna have guests. I'll have people on for that. This is gonna be a solo stream. This was a solo stream, but yeah. All right. Thank you guys. Make sure to like, share, subscribe, and comment below. Thanks. I'll play the out.
Give me what I want. Give me what I want. You know what I want. Give me what I want, or I'm gonna continue to hurt people you love. Give me what I want. Give me what I want. You know what I want. You just don't want to give it to me. Give it to me. Give me what I want.
We're gonna give you what you want.
That's not what I want.